Urban Therapy with Sun 752, and this is your daily go-getterism number 768 for November 9th, 2016. All right, so, in an unprecedented and by me unforeseen turn of events, Donald Trump has become President of the United States. Now, I don't know about y'all, man, but I did not see that coming. I mean, nowhere in the world would you have been able to convince me that they would have elected Donald Trump President of the United States. But that shows sometimes how you can be misinformed, and depending on the demographic that you're looking at visually, environmentally, like everything that's going on around you, it shows how you can miss the point sometimes. And you know, it's just a crazy thing, man. You know, I mean, here we are. We were in a position where we had to choose between two people that we didn't like. Now, maybe there were some people out there who did like Hillary Clinton as a candidate, but I didn't like her. But I did believe that she was going to win. As a matter of fact, I thought that she was selected and maybe even ordained to win this election. You know, pre-selected. And when I went to bed last night, I guess you could say I went to bed last night because I didn't get any sleep. But when I went to bed last night, I believe that the electoral vote count was 209 Clinton to 244 Donald Trump. I couldn't believe it because that pretty much let me know that, wow, it was a wrap. And, you know, he had already won Ohio. Pennsylvania was undecided. Pennsylvania? I thought for sure that she had that on lock. And Michigan. Michigan was undecided. I couldn't believe that either. So some things were happening last night that I really couldn't explain. But, you know, forget about all that for just a second. And tonight I want to talk to y'all about how all of this is going to affect us. Because when Donald Trump got elected, I believe that a large portion of the country was really let down if they were Democratic supporters, and definitely if they were black or if they were Latino. So I really expected all of my people to hang their heads low today and to feel defeated, cheated, hurt. And I'm sure that there are many people out there who feel that exact same way. But I was inspired this morning when we did this morning's radio show, the Daily Go-Getterism show, because I really thought I was going to hear a bunch of doom and gloom. I really thought that there was going to be a lot of name calling, a lot of blame game, a lot of finger pointing. And I have seen a lot of that on my news feed on Facebook and on Twitter and all of that. You know, black people going at each other talking about, you know, it's the ones who didn't vote or the ones who voted independent and all of that. So we are charging each other with the vote that supposedly our ancestors died for us to be able to have. Now, number one, you know, let me just address that for a second. First of all, our ancestors didn't die for our right to vote. We need to stop saying that. Our ancestors died for our right to live, for our right to stop being strung up in trees, for our right to not be beaten, for our right not to have crosses burned on our lawns, for our right for our right to be able to go to school and get a decent education without the threat of violence, for our right to be able to live and walk down the street or live in a house or be able to live in some semblance of peace. That's what our ancestors died for. You know, at that time, certain individuals of us were able to vote, and we were voting in people who made laws and policies that allowed us to be beaten and killed and mutilated without even any threat of prosecution. So no, our forefathers, our ancestors, our moms, our dads, our grandparents did not die so we could vote. Voting is a political thing. We vote. We fought and died for our humanity. and that didn't have anything to do with a vote. So we need to stop saying that. I'm not, I ain't mad at nobody today, but we need to put things in a proper context and stop saying things that just really aren't true. Now, anyway, so what I really thought was that I was going to see a whole lot of. I thought I was going to hear a lot of name calling and finger pointing and all of that, but people seem to have adjusted to this and they have accepted this in a way that is going to work for us. And when I say accept it, accept for us, I'm going to have to take it to the other day's video when I say that we have come to terms with something, or we have come to grips with something. What was it? What did we say? Come to grips. Anyway, so what I mean is now we can start to plan how we're going to strategize for our future and how we're going to make this thing work, because we don't have the security blanket of the Democratic Party right now. We don't have any reason to think that politics is going to work for us in any kind of way. Any kind of way. So, once again, we have been all that we have ever had, politically, socially, and environmentally, familially, anything. And now it's time for us to come together and put some shit together so we can live out here. So when we fight and are willing to die for our descendants, we're not doing that for the right to vote either. We'll be doing it for our right to have our stake and our claim for this country that we have built, and for our God-given right to live as men and women. That's what we want to be fighting and dying for. But we ain't gotta die for it. All we gotta do is fight for it. Now, my black brothers and sisters, I know that we have been divided over everything out here under the sun. We divided over hair color. Skin complexion, I should say, over eye color. We divided over good hair and bad hair. We divided over religion. We divided over young and old. We divided over man and woman. We divided over religion. We divided over territory, gang affiliation, and all kinds of crazy stuff that is all part of our mentally enslaved plan to keep us fighting against each other instead of who our real enemy are. But we have the opportunity to finally put some shit together and stop fighting with one another. And we got to do it because we don't have our security blanket of the Democratic Party anymore. They ain't been doing nothing but using us the whole time anyway. We've been getting shit on, and we've been accepting that shit. So right now, you know exactly who your enemy are. And I'm not talking about all white people, because all white people are not bad, and all white people are not our enemy. But what is going on is the white people that we are facing right now, who many of who voted for Donald Trump and his racist feelings and policies, they're not going to be doing us any favors. And we're not going to feel comfortable for a good minute now, at least 4 years. So now we're going to have to put some shit together for ourselves. We didn't want to love ourselves before. We're going to have to love ourselves now, because we don't have any choice. But this is not a time to be afraid. This is not a time to be sad. It's not a time to be boo-hooing. And it's absolutely not a time to be pointing the finger at your brothers and sisters and blaming them for not putting you in a position of dependency once again. That's not what time it is. So let's get it together, y'all. You know what I mean? Listen, sometimes when you don't have any choices, then the choice becomes clear. We don't have the choice of choosing which one what thing to do or which one to run to. All we have is us, and all we've ever had is us. So let's act like it. All right? Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours. And remember, man, the security blanket is gone. We ain't like Linus, in pumpkin patch looking for the great pumpkin. It ain't going down like that. You're going to have to learn to love your brothers and sisters. You probably already do, but you're going to have to turn it up. because you're going to need to protect them. They're going to need to protect you. You're going to have to watch their back. They're going to have to watch yours. You're going to have to educate your brothers and sisters. Your brothers and sisters are going to have to educate you. Each one teach 100, and we're going to have to reach all of us one at a time. We can't be frustrated with each other. We can't say, well, you know, since you don't want to get it, you know what I mean, I'm going to leave you alone till now. We don't have the luxury of being able to do that. We can't afford it. Tonight on the Urban Therapy with Son show, we're going to be talking about a time to heal and a chance to plan. So what we're going to be talking about is what we're going to do in the aftermath of this election. Now that the results are in and we have a president who doesn't give a shit about us, now we have to decide how we're going to conduct ourselves and in which way, in which manner we are going to try to keep ourselves together and still win in the face of all of this opposition. So check it out, man. Tonight, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Urban Therapy with Son show. Call in number 319-527-6199. 319-527-6199. blogtalkradio.com/Son752. Make sure y'all listen tonight. This is going to be a very, very important show. We're going to have my man Will I Am on, and I have some other guests that are coming on tonight. And we got to put this thing together, and we got to be serious. You know, this ain't no kumbaya. This ain't no march. This ain't no candlelight vigil. We're going to have to do this for real. We're going to have to mean everything that we do and say about loving each other, about unifying, and about giving each other fighting chances for at least the next 4 years. And hopefully that next 4 years gives us a chance to renew it for another 4, and we won't go back into that mentally enslaved state that we have become so accustomed to. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace.